but if I do, I'm a...
Love thyself.
Knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
We are.
Big Schmedo, Shamus Bourget. We're in the studio. This is season 2, episode 2.
Yep.
We're into it. I'm not going to lie, that just sort of dropped on me, and now I'm a little bit like, what do we do here? But how are you, Big Schmedo?
I'm pretty good. I'm good. Firstly, I want to say, like, where we are.
Yeah.
We're doing the first one in the place that you built.
This is it's a bit of a big deal, personally. Yep. That's probably why I'm a little bit nervous, actually, because everything's running through my head. It's all going on.
It feels good.
It does.
It's the set. There's microphones. There's things. Makes it feel like we're in the right place. And
we've rigged you up quite nicely. It was never really part of the plan to have you up high with your leg on the bench, but here we are, and it seems to work pretty well.
Yeah. Pretty comfy.
Yeah. So I'm not really even sure where to start. We'll probably sort of touch base on where we left the last one. Clearly, Schmedo's in a little bit of a position. We've got some good shit going on. Well, just to sort of, like we're saying, backtracking with this whole podcast, the studio. This is my new office. It's taken me over almost 3 years to build. I've got the young apprentice Luke over there on the control system. None of the cameras can see it, so I might even just flick this GoPro on so when we're cutting it. This GoPro's dead at. Oh, here we go. Look, there he is over there. Oh, it doesn't even have a fucking SD card in it. Oh, I was ill prepared on that one. I could probably pull my phone out and get a little clip here of the apprentice doing his job. So he's out the back doing the cutting. Look at him. He loves it. So, yeah, long story short, we've got him behind the decks. He's doing a little bit of the cutting from me to Schmeat. We got cameras rolling. It's all happening. It's a bit of a stressful morning getting it all tuned in and making it happen, but we're here. What do you reckon, Schmedo?
Well, yeah, I guess with my leg, I've had an operation since the last time we were on in hospital.
How has that all gone? Where were we at leg-wise? Let's jump straight into that because obviously probably everyone's pretty concerned and interested. What the fuck have you got on your leg and how's it all going? How's it all looking?
Yeah, so this is just an external cage basically, and it's to hold all the shattered bone in my foot and ankle in its place so it can heal back into its normal form, well, close enough to its normal form. So then in time, they say that this could be on anywhere 3 to 4 months, depending on how the healing process goes and what it's looking like. When this thing comes off, if, on x-ray, they say, yeah, look, it looks grouse, whatever, I might get it. There's no understanding of how much I'm going to get out of the ankle if this goes to plan.
Yep.
And when they pull this off, the ankle is shaped back and mended back into enough of an ankle where it will work again.
Yep.
They're just not too sure how well it will work and how long it's going to last. So that's going to be a bit of a thing. I'm going to have, I guess, other operations to a point in time to come due to that. So there's a few options of, this working and it lasting, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, whatever I get out of it, that's that. And then basically it will then go to, I'm pretty sure they will fuse the foot to the leg, so I'll have no movement. It'll just be a solid 90 degrees.
That's a worst case.
Because they're not too sure, like, how long I'm going to get out of this.
Yep. And
whatever I get out of it, if this works, there's not, you can't do any more with it to we'll
you're not going to fix it any better.
Any more to get another 10 years or 2 years or whatever out of it.
Once it's done, she's done.
It's done, and that's why this is such a full-on injury, and that's why the orthopedics are, like, blown away by it kind of deal because, it's the very much last legs. And that's another reason why I'm so shuttered about it is because
last legs.
I was literally I'm so spewing, like I'm devoed because of all the prior injuries I've had. I was told, like, do not do anything like this again, and this is like to the fullest of the extent I could have done it to.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's not just a little break. Even one of them was scary enough, and I've gone and done it to this extent. So it's basically playing it by ear, letting the time go past and hoping for the best. So, yeah, and then after that, 10 years, say I get out of it, best case, however many years, but whenever it fails, it's pretty much locking it up solid, and which is fusing it by some kind of internal fixation.
Yeah,
and then it'll be, pretty much that's the rest of it.
And like, so is that almost inevitable at a point? Like you, like you're sort of saying, like this thing's currently holding all your shits together so it can mend itself. Once that, say, bones have mended themselves and they're going good, you might have 2 years and you're walking on it, you're back to normal, you're all goods. But then like the third, did I say 5 or 2 years? Either way, it's the third year it starts giving you grief, it starts giving you heaps of pain, and then your best option is to just fucking lock it up.
Just fuse it.
Yeah, but you could also get fucking 30 years and push through.
Yeah, potentially. But that's what they said, like this, the way it's been broken and with all the other injuries and that they're speaking on when they say, I'm not too sure how much I'm going to get out of it. It's obviously the time and how long I'm going to be able to use it for as a normal functioning ankle. But the pain's going to be the thing. Like this, they said that the way it's broken, already the arthritis that's in there, and that's going to happen even quicker now.
Arthritis would be the name of the bad guy in your situation, yeah? Like after those 2 years, say, it'll be arthritis that is what gets you to the point where you got to just fuse it.
Use it pretty much, because it's like it's pointless to me to a point, because every time I step on it, the pain level is ridiculous.
Yep.
Like I can't get around on it, so I'm not going to use crutches or anything. Just I fuse it, get it locked up, get it which is whatever. Like if it's got to happen, it's got to happen. I'll be spewing when it happens, but hence again why I say I'm so dirty and spewing on myself that this has happened now, because it was working fine before. But it was fused already, and I'd lost movement side to side.
Your foot's fused.
Yeah, so now they're talking fusing ankle, leg, and foot, so it's all one.
So you're just a big L.
Yeah, and I'm so spewing because I was walking such a fine line with having the ankles I had. Like I was so lucky to have them after everything that they've been through. Yep. And then it's just like, it's really throwing a spanner in the works, because it's like, you were on your last chance basically. Now you've blown it, mate. You've gone and done it.
Yeah, this is your fucking final straw.
Yeah, so sitting in the position I sit now, I still don't know the outcome. Like no one knows. It's just a sitting, waiting, letting it do its thing, and hoping for the best. Went and had a checkup 2 days ago. Surgeons were stoked with the images of the X-rays of how it's sitting now, and even me, like looking at the X-rays, was like, well, fuck, that looks like a normal looking ankle joint. Yep, pretty solid, all knitted back together. So time and hoping for the best, and I should be right. It's just going to limit me a lot now. Like I have to be really, really, really onto it and smart with the choices that I make, in senses of doing something that could cause some sort of injury. Like I can't even do any of that anymore. That's all gone. So I just
so we're not going to go for a ride when you
probably will.
Fucking oath, bro.
I would still be on ripping 110 monos. Like
I think, like you said, it's a mass. It's like really honing in on being safe, which like, I guess as you get a little bit older, we are a little bit, I don't know, we probably get more comfortable, sort of a hard, like safety is like more in the back of your heads as you get older, but you also become more comfortable on things, so you feel like you don't need that safety around you, which is a little bit of a head fuck. But I think that's probably...
And I feel too, like within myself with all of this, it was a little bit like I wasn't like to the point of like, I don't, I'm comfortable as. I can rip like I used to, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just the excitement, and then it kind of just, like I took it for granted, I guess you could say, to a little point. I was just not thinking the way I should have been thinking. There was excitement. There was a lot of time in between the last, talking to surgeons and hearing all the medical terms to then now riding a bike. So that's all fucking forgotten.
You just got super comfy.
Super comfy, and just
like you were just back on the bike.
There was no thought of like trying to go hard or trying to do this. It's just like I'm excited. I'm back to a point that I can just go and enjoy riding around and getting a couple of air times through, wherever at a track or whatever, but just take it easy. And like I didn't even crash.
Yeah.
It was so unfortunate. Like, I could have had a broken leg from what happened and just broke the ankle, but it was such a freak accident the way it happened to make it as bad as it is. It's weird.
You know what's actually funny? It's sort of a bit of a coincidence. I think it was even yesterday, an old memory popped up of, I don't know if you've seen it, I reshared it, but it was us right when we were ripping 50s down the creek. We're ripping 110s and you were on the XR50. I remember that step up was right when I dropped those Moto great hats. And we're pissed right down on that step up. It was a bit sketchy and it was all...
Yeah. And you bailed it.
Yeah, I crashed heaps. Yeah, and you did too. You almost necked yourself. But I remember I
was on the 108.
No, I don't even think I had the 108 then. I think you were on the 50.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the 110.
Yeah.
But I remember when we were jumping that step up, there was points where you sort of did get unstuck. And they were that was the first times you'd like ridden since like being injured and coming. I think you hadn't even gone to rehab yet. I think you were still a bit fucky, to be honest. I think that was that early on. Like you were still a bit.
I wasn't doing shit then. Like I wasn't active in that. I would have went with you and watched you, but I wouldn't have been. I reckon it was after.
No, I still reckon you were a bit fucking choppy. Yeah. I don't know. It was definitely. Oh, either way, if we would have been fresh out of there. Yeah. No, 100. I can't remember where I was living. I would have been it anyway. But it was one of those things where I sort of remember being like, I was scared. I was like, fuck, what if this cunt like snaps his fucking leg? And then like a few things happen, and it was sort of like, this cunt's fucking sweet. And then we got super comfy and
even like a Tango's joint.
Yeah.
Doing those like that 180, like, I was landing sometimes with the leg down and both feet on the ground, or on the foot peg, kind of weird. That's what I don't get. I've done a lot in the way of that, and then 110s and just even jumping 110s, but more so wheeling in them, and just it was never like, oh shit, that's like tender there, or I can't do that, or that bent too far that way or this way. It was never none of that.
No, it was. I almost feel like after that one session I'm talking about, that's what gave me the confidence to be like, he's fucking sweet. He's not going to break his leg if he just jumps off a little. Like,
no.
He knows how to jump off. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and those little like things that you in your head were like, oh, if he takes one more hit, he's going to fucking get his leg cut off. It's sort of like, oh, actually, no, I can cop a bit.
No, and it was never that. On my end anyway, I never looked at it like as if, it's shit. It's brittle now.
Nah.
If anything, I was stronger.
And
it's proven that now, because the part that was fused in this foot, everything else blew apart around it.
Yep.
And so I was never scared of like, oh, they're brittle and they're going to break easier. It's just, I know I've had a lot of broken legs and it can happen.
Yeah.
But all my other prior broken legs happen from big forces, like, and crashes and big jumps.
Yeah.
Where this, like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
But
the extent of it.
Yes and no. You got to look at it too. That would have been a fucking 40 or 50 foot tabletop, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well,
like you probably jumped 50 foot to flat.
Yeah, it would have been bigger than 40 or 50 the tabletop, 100%. It would have. I reckon.
Does anyone know, if anyone's out there and knows the distance of the tabletop at Ride Park?
There's
I think it's the second last one.
Yeah,
no, it's the one facing the intermediate track. It's pretty much like the last big jump of the track. I reckon it'd have to be over 40. It'd be 40 foot
100%.
thereabouts.
It's whatever it was. I went longer than it.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't think I went as long as I obviously did now, thinking and seeing the bike and the bars are bent and rolled. Well, not bent, but they're rolled down. Like, that's a lot of force. I might have just, I don't know. I could have fucking landed flat with both wheels and potentially, like,
I honestly, like you said, I reckon it was as simple as you just, like, not thinking it was going to be that bad.
Yeah.
And you just sort of thinking you're going to, like, sort of 450 roll out of it.
I was never, like, I was on stopper because I knew, a little bit long. I thought I went 5 or whatever foot longer. So I was just, to keep it going. But, yeah, it didn't. I reckon I faced, like, a braking bump. And because I was going and it would have put more force and everything just blew in. And then my foot, I reckon, broke on the foot peg and then slipped off and went bang and punched into the ground and done all the damage.
Mad. Gotta love that.
Yeah, but just, it's been out how it happened, and now the position that this has all put me in. It's happened for a reason. I just don't know what the reason is.
Yeah. And all this is sort of, I guess, going, like you said, you went to the doctors the other day. It's all going pretty smooth in a sense.
Yeah, all really smooth. Like, with the checkups from the surgeons, they couldn't be happier with it. All the wounds were super clean. They didn't really have to do anything to fix anything or sort anything out on it. It was just, have a look, sweet, put new dressings on, good to go.
Yep.
Like, they can't do it anymore.
Very much of a waiting game.
That's all it is. It's literally like, the waiting game. Like, there's two things. It's like the bone. You know, we look at it in a normal sense of a broken leg, 6 to 8 weeks in a cast, moving forward.
Yep.
Don't know if that's, obviously it's bone, so let's say 6 to 8 weeks, it's
finds itself,
doing its thing and molding together, and it's like, it's kind of worked. That's grouse. But then I've got the problem of because it broke so bad, one of the big pieces of the bones that come out the back squashed the main nerve that like gives you all the feeling on the base of your foot, which I've lost.
So, like, can you? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I chew on that. That's gross. I chew on my fingers. But so you can't feel that?
No, I can feel like a vibration, but no.
Ooh, that's weird.
And that's the whole length from toes to back.
And only bottom, like you can feel the top?
All the top's sweet. And it's like around, like I can feel, gone.
Wow.
Like, it's, very much just the base. It's full on. And that nerve, it could have been squashed, stretched, or severed.
Mm-hmm.
They're not too sure what
and
has
they don't know
yet.
that yet.
No, because they can't see it from what they've done. Like, and that's a neuro person's job, not an ortho.
Okay,
that's so that's what I mean. There's multiple people and teams I have to work with because of all the damage. And the nerve thing, let's say, like, if it is severed, well, I don't know how much they can do to then create, because then that's what's causing the numbness on the bottom of my foot. And I hope I get that back.
Yep.
And if it was squashed and the little fibers, because a nerve is like a cable, like a stereo speaker cable with all fibers running through it.
Yep.
So if it was squashed, those fibers could be damaged and ripped internally, not severed from the complete cable.
Yep.
And then if that's the case, for those fibers to join up again and start getting the message through, they grow at about 1 millimeter per day.
Yeah, right.
That's what they kind of said. So between bone, 6 to 8 weeks, nerve, millimeter a day, depending on the extent.
So your nerves will grow back?
Yeah. They rejuvenate and they fix themselves.
Fuck,
but
body's awesome, man.
It is.
It's
crazy.
People take it for granted, bro. We are a fucking powerhouse.
And until you're in these positions to understand, you've got no idea what your body is capable of. It's unreal. So that's pretty much I've got a couple of things that I've got to kind of worry about between orthopedic, bone, and then nerves.
I just put that pen in my mouth.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Toe jam. Lucky I know you're a clean cunt, mate. That's fuck me.
Yeah. But I will say that toe hasn't been wet since it come out the boot and been broken. No, actually, they've cleaned it for the surgery. I had that red shit on it. I've been betadine, mate.
Yeah,
you're probably cleaner than what you were this
trust
morning.
me, I've licked worse things. But yeah, so pretty much in a bad situation, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's going. It's good. There's no complication.
Yep.
It's just doing its thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we probably still might as well. Like, how's the drug situation going on? Where you at with that? What's your...
Yep, so the medication that they've got me on is doing its job. It's keeping the pain under wraps. I'm trying to take as minimum as possible, using it as a tool for, end of day, sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, obviously, because it's fucking painful.
Oh, well, you got a fucking pin through your shin, cunt, and wires holding everything together.
For sure, but
clearly,
it's very much nerve pain in the, like, when I do get it, it's nerve. It's not like, oh, I've got a piece of steel hanging out of me or anything. There's no pain with that stuff.
Yeah, I know,
which is so weird.
Yeah,
but the internal stuff that's damaged is obviously the painful part. And yeah, mornings, very painful, but can be under, control very quick with not too much heavy medication at all.
Mm-hmm.
Gets me through majority of the day, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm on the couch for the day and have it elevated, I can usually skip my afternoon medication. Mm-hmm. If I'm out and about doing heaps of stuff, leg down, throbbing, all the above, have the Arvo meds. So that's a thing that, I don't have to take them, but they're there. And again, it's only a certain amount of dose that's allowing it to do its job and fix it and get rid of that initial pain. Mm-hmm. But it's never going to be, and I'm not chasing to be pain-free. Like, you're dreaming, if you think you're going to be pain-free with something like this, you're always going to have something going on.
Yep.
So that's where I say, like, get on top of it as much as possible, deal with what I got to deal with throughout the days, night time, have me meds, so then I can, sleep and get up and do it all again. So it's no real concern because it's not the same style medication. Mm-hmm. There's one type that I'm still taking, but that's only for like breakthrough pain, and that'll probably be gone soon because I know that
it's not needed.
It's lessening. The pain's lessening, and the hectic, like, real bang, you're in, like, you're on, and you need it dealt with straight away. Mm-hmm. None of that's, happening as much now. So it is getting better. And yeah, I'm hoping to get it to a point. I think last night or whatever, it'd be awesome to get it to a point where I can just, have, let's say, hopefully there's no morning pain. Mm. And then whatever there is by the end of the day,
a little bit,
might have a cup of Panadol, go to bed, and because this thing's going to be on for, let's say worst case 4 months.
Yep.
I don't want to be
doing
what I'm doing now with my medication until the end of that 4 months. There's no need, I feel, with the way it feels like it's healing up. Mm-hmm. And yeah, with that, like, I know there's so many people concerned in the close group and have the understanding of what's happened in the past and the slippery slope I went down and all the above. But yeah, no, it's I'm still, after this amount of time, I'm still confident and I'm still in a really good headspace, and I'm still, it's not really a concern to me going like, oh shit, like that could potentially be, looking like it could turn to shit.
You're not sitting there going, fuck, this feels good, I want more. You're like, I just want...
No, I'm not chasing that.
Like the chase is not there.
No. Yeah. No, it's, because again, it's completely different medication, so it works different, it feels different, it's all the above, but it works very well for the pain. Yep.
So does it still give you a bit of a high?
It's still an opiate.
Yep.
But it's a regulated, I don't know the ins. I haven't been on it for long enough to know too much about it, like I do with oxys and whatnot. But yeah, it's an opiate, but it's just, they built it basically to take oxy's place
because they knew how bad oxys are,
to stop what they cause, because they're getting abused and used so much.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a replacement in a sense.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to see sort of how it goes. And if anyone's out there and they've got some issues, ask what's it called.
Tapentadol, Plexia.
Get on that shit and stay the fuck away from the endone and all that other shit because.
But realistically, it's still poison. Like,
Oh yeah, of course.
Don't get on it.
Yeah, it's
if
not.
you don't
It's not
need
great.
it.
Yeah. Only if you're in a really shit position.
Yeah.
But
I think all like doctors, surgeons, all of that over the board now. It's so strict with all this shit.
they're onto it.
That they will be the ones giving that out before anything else. Now, like it's
Yeah. Interesting. Well, fucking hell, huh? What a fucking
But yeah, so all in all, good
cruising.
cruising since last time we spoke.
Mm-hmm.
In the last frame that was on there, it's been an easy transition.
Yeah, so obviously this is a different frame than last time. I don't know if we've actually
Yeah.
touched on this in here, but yeah, so after the last podcast, you went in for an operation.
Yeah.
That one that was on your leg was sort of, in a way, stretching everything back to the right position.
X fixture.
Yeah, and now this is they've gone back in, put this one on, and now this is holding everything in position.
Yeah,
in a nutshell.
Yeah, because I was in so much pain when it happened, and I'd squashed it, and everything was pulled together. They sedated me and manipulated it like as if it was a dislocation or something, and manipulated it. And then when I come out of sedation, I was like, "What have you done?" Like, fuck, still in pain, agony. Like, nah, that's not any better.
Yep.
So then they had to like sedate me again, but then they realised that it's blown apart that bad. There's so many bones that have spun around. They're upside down. All the sharp edges are scratching on the skin surface on the inside, and that's what was causing all the pain. So no manipulation was going to kind of fix that. You kind of had to go in and manually move those pieces around, and that's what happened within putting that first frame on. But this is a trip too. They told me that they didn't want to open me up any bigger than keyhole stuff at that point because the bone was so shattered and so turned to just dust and mush. If they had to cut me open, it would have released and all of those fragments would have just like gone, and then they would have had to piece some. They wouldn't have been able to piece the puzzle back together. It would have been done. Like, they were so cautious of cutting me open because it was so shattered in there. And if there was any, relief from swelling and all that, it would have moved it all, and then they wouldn't have had anything to kind of piece it back together with it when they did the big operation under X-ray, because it would have just been, gone. It would have just moved. Because this surgery was 2 head surgeons that do these halo frames. Because it was so messed up in there, they had a lot of people on board, but the 2 main surgeons doing it all, pinning it, doing the frame, it took them, like, I think she said in the end it was either close to 5 or 6 hours of a surgery. Yeah. And she said, she goes, "I'm so grateful for the other head surgeon being there. Otherwise it would have been like massive. If I had done it on my own, I would have been there for hours."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's full on,
Mm.
That's a fucking full day's work just with your leg open.
Open, yeah.
Just leave it open, boys. We're going for break. We're going to have a coffee. Do you just want us to just leave him open?
Yep.
Fuck, that's crazy, bro.
And man, there's no shit. Like, I've got a cut on the back of my leg.
Yeah.
Just pretty much running along the Achilles.
Yep.
And that was the biggest cut, about that big, to flip one of the biggest pieces of bones around on the main knuckle to get it sitting like a normal ankle joint again. And they were even so reluctant to cut that open because that's up on the leg. Like, they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't want to lose the picture of the fragments, how they sat.
That's crazy how that your bones can sort of I don't know, or like you said, once you cut it open, it sort of blows everything apart enough that it oozes to the wrong places and then it's almost pointless. You got to keep it together so it stays together.
Stays together so it makes their job easier to go, oh yeah, that fragment there, that piece over there, whatever.
Full on.
Yeah, because, obviously that's why it takes sometimes when you have an accident and you've got excessive swelling, but you need a surgery, you sit in hospital for 2 weeks.
They want it to all go down.
They want it to go down. If you cut it open, it's just and they can't close it back up. It won't shut again. So,
And like that's, it's sort of just interesting to think of it like that because you don't think of it like that because it's almost, yeah, like I'm just trying to think of like an example, but like, you know, if you filled a balloon with, I don't know, mud, it would be like, you know, and if it was mud and then it blew up, if you popped it, that mud would just go everywhere. Yep. You almost need that mud to dry in the balloon and then you cut it and then it's solid. Like, needs to, like all the muscle, everything needs to like go back into place, sort of, even if things are out of place. But if you cut it open, it'll just sort of like, bleh.
Yeah, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
but you can't,
forget
but
about
like,
that.
even like, well, just pull that bone and just pop that back in there.
Yeah.
That doesn't work like that. Because once should it not come out?
Well, different story if it was just one piece.
Yeah, because it's just
broken.
little weird bits of shit everywhere.
Like, man, it was dust in places. Like she was saying, like the surgeon, you couldn't even put a screw through it because, like, you know, the screws and the plates and stuff that they use obviously is pretty small.
Yeah.
Stuff, like it's tiny. She goes, some of our smallest gauge screws, we don't even have fragments big enough in there to put those small screws into. Like they're gone.
Like it's like you said, it's just powder.
It's dust. Like it's it's full on. So
wow, that's hectic.
It was a massive fucking injury, man. And that's what blows me away so much. It's just like all this shit that I understand now from them telling me the ins and the outs and how full on it actually was, to me thinking of how it happened and the things that I used to do and all of it. It's just like none of it. It doesn't make sense how this is as bad as it is, because it was not like, oh, you've got weak bones now or anything like that. It's just, it's a spin out. But anyway, in saying all of that, it's going along as good as it can, and it's not too uncomfortable. It's not too awkward. I'm getting used to sleeping with it. I'm getting used to, all of it, showering. The cut on the back there, they didn't take any of those stitches out, which they were meant to those couple of days ago when I had that checkup, because that's pretty much where that nerve I was talking about that was squashed runs. And just to get the patch that was really bloody and dry blood off that, my God, man, like I was in so much pain, and the surgeon knows. She's like, mate, I understand you've got a high pain tolerance after seeing what you've been through and just all the shit. And she goes, like, to see your reaction on that, like it was stuck to 2 stitches in the center.
Yep. And
she started to peel it off, and it just fucking like someone was just, I don't know, like it burnt me.
Yeah,
I just went, fuck. Like she stopped and she's like, here, have your own gloves, you do it. And I didn't. I got it off completely, but I could see straight through. Nothing was touching my skin except for 2 stitches in the middle stuck to the dry blood on it. And I'm like, quick, grab some scissors and cut those stitches. And as soon as she cut those stitches, just relief. Like,
wow.
And she's like, I think that nerve is so fired up and angry. Like, that's why she goes, I'll make you an appointment in a week's time to pull those stitches out, because I'm not touching them today, because that area is obviously so aggravated. Like, let's just leave it. Yep. And like, I'm telling you, man, aggravated. Like the pain was for a bit of dry blood pulling on some stitches. Like, I cut my own stitches out and shit. Like, man, it was like, fuck, next level.
Yeah, right. So, and there's obviously some sort of like, it's a bit of bruising coming along too, which is always a good thing, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's been like that for a while. Yeah. It's since I was in hospital. Like the bruising that was on my calf and like come all the way up basically to the underside of my knee was, it was full on to see, because I didn't hit that part of my leg. But that just tells the story of how hard and the impact and everything was down low. It's like, it was gnarly, full on.
Fucking oath.
But that's that.
That is. Halfway through that, I just thought I was touching base. I forgot to press record on one of my GoPros, but I went and saved that. And then I also remembered halfway through that too that I didn't even press play on all my fucking TVs. So my whole fucking vibe behind me is a bit off, but who gives a shit? It's the first one. It's not going to be perfect.
Yep. Never is.
I'm just trying to think where else we can sort of touch on. I think, like we were sort of saying earlier, I think we probably touch on the whole. We've had a little bit of a gap between podcasts.
Rewind.
A lot of things we've done a lot of things since, but well, yeah, after the podcast. So I think we should probably just sort of tap in on that. We obviously touched base on our, I guess, sort of split there.
Yes. Yeah.
But then obviously we probably should sort of lock in on like, well, what the fuck we been doing for 2 years? What are the plans? Have they worked? How's it all going? Yeah, I mean, obviously before you fucking shit yourself, how was business?
Yeah, good. I didn't poo my pants when that happened, Shane. I didn't
Shit yourself. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, really good. Business is cracking along. Well, realistically, since then, the last podcast, I was still here doing my thing here.
Yeah.
So I've relocated. I'm in a new place now.
Yeah.
Another big shed, and turned it into a full workshop and
/ livable. You were living
/ living quarters.
Yep.
And I haven't had a day since I opened the door there. It's been flat out consistent dirt bike Harley work. Work's
and
been good.
If anything, like I think at the start here, like it was obviously always mechanic stuff, but you were doing a lot of like sort of detailing stuff for a bit at the start, cleaning cars, sprucing them up. That pretty much just sort of took a back seat because the Harleys just took over. Even in a sense of dirt bikes, like you're at 95% Harley Davidson.
Yes.
Like, and does it is most of the shit you're doing like bling bling, like you're sort of adding all the bling bling stuff, or you're just fixing cunts Harleys that are broken?
It's very much a mixture of it all.
Bit of both, yeah.
All of it, yeah. Yep. It comes in waves. It's weird. Sometimes, you'll get fucking all this Harley work of like, oh yeah, we want, 26-inch front wheel, 23. We want to then rake the kit and then like rake the front end, put fork sleeves on it.
Fancy bars, fucking all the
bars, lower it, put air ride on it.
Yep.
Whatever. Or then it's just complete service.
Yep.
Look over, safety checks. Roadworthies, getting bikes ready for roadworthy certificates, making sure that they're, all good. Down to pulling complete motors out and tearing them down and working in with a well-known engine builder that, does a lot of good work and basically build them up to be hotties so they're super powerful and it's a bit of everything in the Harley world. It's kind of, it's good. I get it all. Cam jobs, a lot of that's been coming in of late.
Everyone loves to cam their Harleys. If you don't have a cammed Harley, do you really have a Harley?
Yeah, well...
it's all the rage.
And if you don't, come and see me.
You know who to go see. Well, maybe give him 6 weeks or so. Book in because he's going to be fucking flat out.
Exactly. Between that and then dirt bike stuff, dirt bike has been, full resto. I've done, complete ground up resto on one. And then the rest of it's just been solid, service work, valve clearances, just, fuel pumps, tyres.
Yep.
It's just your general stuff on dirt bikes because, not people aren't going, oh, yeah, do this up for me and do this. Like some people like wheels, relacing wheels and whatnot just, new hubs, whatever it is. But it's just over the board between Harleys and dirt bikes and, it's been good. I've had a mixture of both.
Yep.
As you touched on before, the detailing stuff, don't really do much of that now in the way of cars, especially because it just takes up too much of my time with what I've got going on in the workshop. With Harley stuff, some people ask for a complete detail after I've done whatever, like cam job or whatever, at the end of it, fully detail it. So that's not a problem because, bike stuff's fine. Car stuff's just, it's huge. And I'm, the way I am, very anal. Everything has to be right. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it, regardless of what else I've got going on and the time it's going to take me. So that's where I've had to kind of look at it and go, well, if that's how you do that, you're kind of going to have to pull back from doing that because you've got enough going on in there.
Fair. Smart.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. But yeah.
And there's obviously, you probably, like, there's way more enjoyment fixing a motorbike than cleaning a car, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, especially now because like I do froth out on detail and shit and cleaning it, but it's I like to have the time for that.
Yeah.
And when like I'll always give myself the time to do that if I take a job on, but you're still going like, what'd you do this for? Look at all the work you're going on there, like, you know, and it's not enjoyable because I do enjoy it when I do it in my time. Yeah. But yeah, I'd much rather be in the workshop working on a bike of some sort. And yeah, but it was awesome to be able to have that detail stuff there because it helped me get to where I got with having everything tool-wise and all the above to be able to have a moto workshop now. So it kind of...
Which is, when you do sort of break it down like that, it was a very smooth, smart... Like, so like in a nutshell, what you did, you had nothing. You were at a position of like, what the fuck do I do? You lashed out, spent a little bit of money on some cleaning equipment.
Yeah, worked like obviously with my dad in his shop for, you know.
Oh, yeah, you were doing a bit of, true. I was
working with him, just helping him out. And then that was building up the money to then be able to go and do what you just said then, you know, buy me bulk 20-litre drums of all chemicals, wheel cleaners and acids and all the above. And then,
that turner, technically though, so what I was getting to is like you cleaning those cars then gave you that bit of a turnaround to then invest in buying tools to be the mechanic.
It funded that,
And then next thing you know, it was like, I don't have time to clean cars. I got the tools to fix your bike and the knowledge, I guess, too now. So like, let's do that.
Yeah. And I've always had the understanding of the bikes and I guess the knowledge and shit like that. It was just never pulling the trigger because I had other focuses in riding to be able to do something like this. And as you said, you know, 5 years ago, I think it was 6 years ago, I had nothing. So I was like, fuck, to get to that point, like, obviously I wanted to still do something with bikes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could get real deep on this because we probably haven't even spoken about this, but like there was an actual reason why you never became a mechanic, yeah?
Yeah.
Where everyone around you and everyone that knows you has always been like, why the fuck doesn't this cunt fix our bikes? Or why isn't he just like, and you did, but like you were a tinkerer. It was never like what you did. Yeah. And it was like, why aren't you doing that? Like, but the reason behind it is.
Yeah, when I was young, like young as, you know, in the car with sister in the back, me and my sister in the back of the car, mum and dad, just talking. And I remember it clear as day. We're backing out of the driveway, I'm sure. And I don't know, mum said, what do you want to do when you get older, mate? Like, you know, I'm going to be a mechanic, like Dad. And he was in the passenger seat, turned around and goes, mate, you don't want to be a mechanic. It's stinky fucking, you know, like you end up fucking, it's a dirty job. You're always filthy. You stink like fuel. You're this and it's that. And it's like, oh.
Dreams crushed.
Yeah, like, you know, like. If it was like, yeah, mate, no, yeah, awesome, you come and working with me and you'll be under, you know, all that, I would have been stoked on it. But it was a little bit like, oh, shit. And maybe, you know.
He's probably not wrong.
Nah, and then also it was a little bit like, well, there's actually other things out there that I can do.
Cool. And like that's what his vision was. He was like, I want my son to be something and not be a mechanic like me. You know what I mean? Because it is that.
He's lived that. Life of running his own business and moto, like, and that's why he's got the mentality because, you know, but like realistically, like I fucking love it. Yeah. I froth it now, having what I've got. Yeah. But at the same time too, I've also got a lot of skills in other areas, building houses, like just general knowledge shit. Yep. Which I wouldn't have had if he just went, yeah, righto. Yeah. Come with me. Yeah. Under my wing. And I'm like, I'd be fucking all over the mechanic side of things, but I wouldn't have any other real, you know, knowledge on being able to do what I can do for myself now or mates or whatever. Like I can build shit. I can, like So there was a reason behind it, but it's just taken a little bit to get to it.
I still think that's just one of those like fucking crack up stories too, because it's very like, you know, you put it in a picture and you take yourself out of all the pictures and you just sort of look at it. It's like he's just had a shit day, right? Fucking bikes, some customer's fucking done his head in. A bike didn't go to plan. he's all right, fucking, I'm going to the fucking, you know, we're going to go get some dinner with the family. And then fucking my son turns around and goes, I want to be a mechanic. And he just goes like, no, you fucking don't.
After the day I had today, mate, nah.
Where like if the right timing, you know, if he had a really good day and it all went too, he might have turned around and gone, look, it's not the best option, but it is good. And you know what I mean? But instead he just went, don't fucking do it. Almost scared you out of it.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was that made me go like, you know.
Fuck that.
Yeah, because he wasn't like banging on about it. It was just like, oh, it's bloody stinky and it's fucking, look at me hands. They're, you know, dirty, always got grease in them and, you know, you stink like fuel. And that was kind of that. And then I'm maybe, just went, oh, maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And who knows? But I was super young.
Yeah.
I wasn't even ready to start working. It
Yeah.
was just one of those conversations.
Yeah.
And but it definitely made me go, oh, well, what else is out there?
Yeah.
Which
True.
is a good
Which is
thing, but
yeah.
at the same time too, now in the position that I'm in, you know, I would have loved to have, done it, I guess, from whenever I started working.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, if I had done that, I wouldn't have ridden.
No.
And done.
Yeah, it would be a completely different story.
Outcome in life. Like and that's where I'm kind of, I guess, lucky with all the other work that I did, and it was easier for me to step away from that because I wasn't working for me dad to go, I'm going to ride my dirt bike and I'm going to go try and make something of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything happens for a reason, eh?
No, fucking knows.
So, but then obviously your end, how's everything going here? How's everything? It's all banging along. Seems like you're busy all the time.
It has its, you know, it's business, as you know. It is ups and downs. You've also got to present yourself well, which I try to always do. But look, I mean, it's definitely.
There's been a lot of time, especially in here, man. There's a lot of changes.
Oh fuck yeah! Like I've been busy, and I think that's the biggest thing too. Like, you know, I've been sort of. It's a hard one to. I always look busy, but people honestly have no idea what the actual fuck I've been doing.
Yeah.
Like, unless you come here and be like, holy fuck, dude. Like, I'm showing the world tiniest glimpses. And that's also been very much for me. I've, like, come to realize that, like, and I think in that time, in the whole time sort of being here, it's been very, like, I need to do these things for me and not for the social thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still all for the art, and eventually I will present that art. But I think, like, we're very caught in the social bullshit of, like, oh, look what I just did. Hey, everyone, look what I just did.
Yes.
Look what I just made. Like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck what you think. I love it. Look at that. When the next person that comes over, I might go, hey, look at that. And that's enough satisfaction for me now. So, like, I think that's made me be very sort of confident, like, in the social side now, because I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks anymore. I'll put my shit out there and go, bro, I've been sitting on this for fucking 6 months. I don't even care about it anymore. So if you don't care, why the fuck would I care? If you care, cool, thank you.
Yep.
Like, so I think that's been a big sort of, like, head thing for me of, like, just sort of being able to, like, do things for myself.
And it's not
which
easy.
is eventually for the business too, but...
Yeah, but it's not easy either.
Oh, fuck no. It's been...
to do that.
Fuck no. Like, it's been a very... very fucking lonely road, I guess, would be the best one. Like, you know, until sort of I got Luke and the apprentice sort of stepped in on and I had someone here regularly. There was some fucking long weeks there, man. As you know.
I hear.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's sort of like I can say it, you relate, and it's like, yeah, there was some sort of, it's been hard.
Yep.
But at the same time, I think that's sort of that's given me the sort of like oomph and push today. That's sort of like you need that like fucking hard grind where you just like, what the fuck am I doing? And then that whole like, I think too, like I have hit those points where like none of it actually matters. Like, yeah, I've built all this and it's all fucking great and cunts love it, but like I'll walk away tomorrow if I have to.
Yeah.
And I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's a handful of things that are way more important, and I know what they are now, and I give a fuck and I try and focus them on that. But at the same time, I'm also on this ride that I need to fucking dance along with.
Yep, give attention.
Sort of, yeah. So It is that finding that juggle, and I think that's probably where I've been. And obviously, as probably a lot of people have seen, I've sort of in the last maybe 6 to 8 months come back swinging.
Yep.
Like I've been real loud.
Yep.
And even in that sense, it's sort of one of those things where like I've been loud and it looks like I'm busy, but again, like cunts, you got no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Like it's a very strategic sort of move, as well as being like wanting to be very transparent, because that's what we are. That's what this podcast's for. It's to be real, to fucking put it all on the table. It's all still like I'm still playing a social media game here.
Yep.
So if you're not smart enough to see through that and see it for what it is, then you're probably going to get caught up in my game, which is cool, and hopefully a few things will open up and you'll see it for what it is. But yeah, it's been fucking pretty full on, man. Like, you know, obviously business has been pretty consistently smooth with everything. There's always sort of jobs coming through. This year's been a little bit slow, but I think that's just the year we're having for everyone. Everything's a little bit pricey, and yeah, so. But then at the same time, it's sort of weird. Business-wise, is a bit slow, but everything else is moving hard. Like MDP's pushing heaps harder. My content's going through the fucking roof. I'm getting views here. I'm speaking to fucking people that I'd never thought I'd, you know, for instance, the fucking conversation we had this morning, like dudes are hitting me up where I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How the fuck is this cunt hitting me up? Like, wow. So it's a very weird feeling, because it's very much like, how's the best way to sort of describe it? Like everything's moving, but there's not much flow. Like, I don't have fucking, you know, I mean, bank's not full. I'm still fucking scraping. Yeah. But like, there's that. Things are happening to me like that just keep that ball rolling, so I don't just fall off. It's like, fuck, you hit those days where you're like, I'm fucked. And then the day later, something will come in and you're like, wow, this is crazy, bro.
There's enough happening where you're still on the days that it feels like not much is going on, and you kind of like going, oh, fuck.
Yep.
There's still enough happening realistically to keep you rolling through those days.
Yeah. In the background, sort of.
To then be, because those days where things are popping up and you're going, fuck, how's that? Like, that's sick. Are becoming more consistent than what they've ever been.
Yeah. But, fuck, I was just going to say something then, but it sort of just slipped off the top of my head. But, no, that's going to make me go completely fucking blank. You know when you lose it and then you lose it and then you just don't even know what you're talking about? But yeah, I think other than that, it's all sort of slowly coming together. On another note, I feel like I should sort of touch base and like explain to everyone. There has been probably 2.5, almost 3 years of building my dream factory, if that's the best way to sort of put it. And again, like I sort of said earlier, that none of this has actually even been released. No one's seen any of it. There's been little glimpses in the background. Right now, you can sort of see a little bit in the background of this. But everything has been recorded. I've got I'm pretty sure it's over 1 terabyte worth of footage. Like, I'm talking a fuck ton of footage of time lapses, me building this place, making certain things for it. So all that shit becomes... And it all doesn't become, that's all in the mix now of like content to come. I've pretty much just got to sit down, chop it all up, make it semi-entertaining, and then sort of be able to bring you along and show you how this whole ride's been over the last 2 years. And like, it's been a little bit on the back burner. That's also why I'm talking about it now, because then it's going to put a little bit of fire up my ass and make me actually do it, because now I've put it out to the world. But yeah, so hold up for that. There's a fuck ton of like, I don't even know what you'd call it, but it's sort of like a bit of like Better Homes and Gardens with Shano, but you know what I mean? Fucking, or whatever those fucking stupid shows are. But it's not even that. It's just like me technically building my dream factory from fucking blank walls to this sort of shit. And yeah, so keep your eyes out for that. Keep the push, like, you know, keep onto me and be like, when's that bloody shit dropping, so I can make it all happen. But yeah, so there's heaps in the mix. There's other
all I can say is good luck to chopping that terabyte of footage.
Well, I have chopped a shit ton of it up, to be honest. I spent, it was probably like 3 weeks ago or something, I spent a good week and a half or so condensing it all. And now it's sort of like I've got to go back over and almost like script it a little bit. Talk about, so this is how I did this is what happened here, this is why I did that, this is what happened here. So like that's sort of my next step in that whole project. And it's fucking huge. It's seriously it's the biggest project I've ever done.
Yep.
Like I've built without the actual first, you know, the what would you call it, the foundations. Like I'm pretty much, you know, I'm building a fucking fantasy factory here, and it's all captured, and it's sort of, you know, so there's a lot of good shit in there. So I've just got to get to that. So there's plenty.
It's just
of
a
shit.
really full fantasy factory.
Oh yeah, at the moment it's a fucking junk fest, cunt. But yeah, half that shit will go out the back when it's all that little bit of in the middle of it all, you know.
Yep.
It is. It's all coming along. Fuck, there has been some fucking things sort of. Just trying to like think of certain things that have gone down in the last couple of years that we can sort of touch base on. I ran a whole fucking. I did it with some good mates, but I did a whole fucking charity event at one point a couple of years ago that was fucking huge. That sort of I haven't really even talked about to people, but like that was fucking huge, man. That was the biggest fucking thing I'd done to that point.
Yep.
Like massive in a sense.
The
whole Team River thing. So I did the Team River thing. A close friends of mine, son ended up with cancer. He was 3 or 4 years old or something. So it was obviously fucking super heavy, and it sort of brought a lot of good local people and friends of that family together, and we put on an event that had, I think 3,000 people went through the gate, and we raised over $100,000.
Awesome.
Like that is fucking massive, bro.
Yeah.
And he bet cancer, and he's fucking good.
Yeah, he's all good.
Like the magnitude of that has like opened my eyes up big time. Like that was, to me, and I don't give a fuck how kooky or whatever it sounds, that was positive energy from a whole group of people working. Like, I mean the end result too, in like, that's everyone going, this isn't going to happen.
Yep.
And it didn't.
Yep.
Like, straight. Oh, we can also get real nitty gritty on the system, but we won't get into that. I actually probably eventually might, there has been, I might even get, anyway, we'll get into that at a later stage because I really want to talk about the system because that's broken as the way that you can go to fucking the children's hospital and, what are we going to eat today, kids? Chicken nuggets from Macca's. We can't go downstairs and get an apple or anything healthy. We're going to eat McDonald's, kids. System's fucked. Don't want to get into it, but there will be people we talk to about that, and we'll get right into that. Yep. But the whole event itself, it was fucking massive. It was awesome to see the community just like fucking get together and do it. It was awesome to work with like old mates that are just really fucking good people, and us all sort of like harness our qualities. You know, it was all very much like, right, that's your job, because that's what you fucking do the best, cunt. You call everyone because you're a fucking beast on the phone. You do that organising. It's like, Borgs, do the signage, do this, do the video, do that. And it was like, fuck yeah, this is what I do. I love it. Let's get it. So like everyone had their part, played their part, and it was just like a really fucking humbling experience, you know what I mean? Like, and then the show itself was fucking awesome. Like the boys came, we had the riders there, they all fucking ripped it. All the store holders, the rides, everyone just put in like 110%, and it was like it shined and everyone felt it. And it was just one of those things that I'm just fucking like super stoked to fucking have been a part of, you know?
Yeah, like sure. Yep, it's crazy. Like, you know, it's just how it goes when people come together for whatever reason, good or bad, and if they come together all for the right reason, no bullshit involved, it runs usually like that, and there's always a good outcome. Because
I think, it's almost like you said, everyone put themselves on a back seat.
Yeah.
There was something more important than everyone else there.
Yeah,
and that was that fucking little kid.
Yeah,
fuck what you think, fuck what your problems are, let's do this. And like that hustle and that grind within people is in all honesty what we all need to find within ourselves on the daily. It's that giving a fuck. Yeah, like you need to get up and fight for something. But I also get that life is a little bit fucking rough and it's not always that easy, and we need to look after ourselves and all that sort of shit. But when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and when you actually see that, it's fucking powerful. It's fucking really good.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just trying to fucking rack my brain on other things that have gone down.
same within the 2 years. Yeah, it's yeah. Fuck, there's been heaps between what we've both been doing, but it's more so I feel like you're saying before on your end here, building what you've built. That's consumed a lot of time, and it's no different to me on my end with what I've built.
Yeah,
in my area, my workshop, like, and the living quarters and all of that, like, that was all done by these two hands, you know, no different to you here. So it shit takes time. But at the same time, too, the process is fucking awesome because you can see something getting done. It's getting done right and it's getting done your way.
Yep.
So, like, you know, I like things to be done. When I've got an idea, I want to do it.
Yep.
But something of that size,
yep,
you've actually got to go, oh, okay, I can't just click my fingers on this one and kind of get it done or rush it and it'll be done.
Yep.
Even if I rush it, it's still not going to be done for fucking ages. So let's take a step back and do it right. And, like, I know just within myself, building what I did there, like, it's so sick. Like, you know, from framework, which I used to do anyway. So that was kind of good, had that there. But then the plastering, the painting, going and getting the paint, knowing what I want, where and how, all the above, laying the carpet. It was a sick time, I feel, for myself, because it was like go. Because when I wasn't doing that, I was in the workshop that had just been freshly built too. So I'm frothing on it all, going like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'll put the...
That was almost going to be the thing. It's like, and I think people, like, that time involved, it's like people probably don't see it for what it is, but it's like, we're going to do 8 hours in the workshop, if you will. So I'm in there, I'm printing T-shirts up for the day. Yep. You're in your, you know, fixing bikes for the day. Comes to 6 o'clock at night, we might stop there, have a bit of a feed. But then you're building something till 12 o'clock at night.
I'll put my nail bag on.
And you're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, man, the amount of nights I was still painting walls at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, man, the amount of layers on this fucking wall is insane.
Yeah.
Like, insane. Like, I'd come out here almost every night and just put something new on the wall.
Yeah.
And then just layer it and layer it and layer it. And same with the floor. The floor is fucking insane in here. Like, it cost me almost $2,000. It was layers on layers on layers on layers of epoxy. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever fucking done, but which you'll get to see in the video that I was talking about earlier. I'm not going to show you here because I'm just going to talk about it and tease you. But, like, yeah, they're those little things that just sort of was like, you just don't, but at the same, you don't realize how much is involved in it until you're doing it. But at the same time, when you're doing it, that's almost, it's satisfying.
So satisfying.
Yeah, because, and I think the biggest thing too is, like, the fact that we did it a bit different and we're doing it in a shed and we're doing it our way. Like, if we, for some weird reason, bought a house and it would be weird. It wouldn't be the same.
It'd just be, you're kind of doing the same thing as what everyone else does.
Yeah, but there's just that, I don't know, you know, like, you're going to paint your walls a little bit red over here. If you had a house, that'd all be white walls.
Yeah. Because
that's just what you do.
Yeah.
You can take that step out in these places and do things that, like, you're not like, oh, I'm just painting this because I have to and it looks nice. It's like, I'm painting this fucking green cunt. Yeah, I love green. Yeah. Or I'm making this like that because that's what I want. Or that's, you know, like the whole, I don't have fucking drawers.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hate drawers. So I set my whole fucking room up so I don't have to open a fucking drawer.
Yep.
Because it fucks with my ADHD fucking shit. Because I'm never going to fold anything up and put it in a fucking drawer.
Yep.
Fuck that. That to me is the biggest fucking, what, like, yeah, that just wastes time. You know what that's built for? That's built for stay-at-home mums to just waste fucking time.
Yep.
What are we doing today? Oh, I've got to look after the kids. I'm going to fold all the washing and put it in the drawer. Fuck that cunt. Hang it on a fucking hanger.
Yep.
You don't.
Fair.
You take it off the line. You put it in the hanger. You hang it up. That comparing to take it off the line, fold it up. You're probably going to chuck it in your washing basket. You're going to fold it again before you put it in your fucking thingo. You got to open your drawer. You got to close your fucking drawer. Then when you go to get it, you got to open your drawer. You got to close your fucking drawer.
100%.
And then you've got a stack, right? So if your fucking shirt's on the fucking 6-way down, you're pulling all these ones off it's a fucking mess. It's a waste of fucking time. Hang it all.
Yeah,
That's my tip of the day.
I don't really know many people that don't hang their clothes, like put T-shirts and hoodies like that fold.
Space.
Huh?
People don't have the space.
Yeah, true. But
So they might have their fucking shirts hung up and their favourite T-shirt, but then they've got a drawer where their fucking shirts go. And they fold them up, and every fucking day they're opening their fucking drawer. They're closing their fucking drawer. They're wasting their fucking life, cunt.
Yeah.
It's little things like that.
I think of like that because I've never folded. Yeah.
You're
Shirts,
a hanger?
Always. Like, yeah, hoodies and T-shirts and
But you are a bit of a hanger.
hang everything up. Boxes and socks, drawers.
Of course, like I'm not going to lie, my boxers and jocks are in a little
it.
drawer, but
Yeah.
that's it. Everything else, even like my stacked pants are in a crevice where I can access them in, out. I don't need to touch anything until I'm touching what I want.
Yep, fair.
You know?
Shane likes to be efficient when he's getting changed.
But I just want to be efficient in life, man. It's not even about it's even like the kitchen, man. Like I live by myself. I don't need anything. Why the fuck would I do the dishes, right? And then put them in the washing thing and then take them out and then put them in the fucking cupboard. So then I have to come back and get them. Why the fuck don't they just stay in the dish thing? True?
Yeah, 100%.
I get to a point because like I'm a lone ranger.
That's
when
what
you've
I'm
got
gonna say.
kids
Different
and family
story.
and different things and you're constantly using a shit ton of, I guess,
Everything.
utensils, it can get a bit messy. But if you're a lone ranger and you're still putting shit in your
100%,
cupboard,
like-
you're fucking cooked and you're wasting your life.
Yeah. But there's not many people in these positions that...
You reckon that they've all got the fork in the thing and they just use the fork? Is that like a pretty common thing?
Yeah, like, you know, like... I mean, like... In your position now, mine, I've got a missus now, so it's a little bit different.
Of course.
But how we started off, there's not many people get to live that life and experience,
No.
you know, doing, not even if you don't even have to be doing it in a shed, but like bachelor pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of people, I guess, out there doing that, but I reckon that'd be the same too. That you walk into a dude's joint that's just a dude, there's shit everywhere, there's fucking like...
Yeah, that's true.
they
I
don't
mean,
give
I
a
was living
fuck.
like that at 68. No, I think it's different because you're young and dumb when you're young in a back. You know what I mean? You
think
just sort of
here,
like you don't care.
Yeah, but here is different. Like, you know, you got, when you get like 68, you got your bedroom. All right, got me little wardrobe, hang me shit up there. Got me set of drawers for me boxes and me socks. Cool, that's it. But here it's different and way bigger to you and for you and myself because I built my own room and set up how I wanted me clothes and where it was going to sit and how all the bullshit. No different to you here. So that's where it's like you abled yourself to be able to build what you've always wanted to build to make everything the way Shane wants
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why you were peaking on it then so badly because it's like I've done that. So if you guys can do that, go and do it.
Yeah, like I think do it because like and I think I look at it. I go back to like For Amanda, like the house in Melton, and I'm like, bro, my room was a fucking shit mess of clothes, especially because like I don't know if anyone noticed, it's what I do. I've got a lot of clothes.
And I'm telling you, I seen that bedroom and wardrobe. Like, not even a wardrobe. The whole room was a wardrobe.
It's just a pile of clothes, man. And like
the
I used
amount
to
of
hate it.
T-shirts, man. The amount of fucking clothes. The amount of cotton that was in that room. Fucking hell.
I could cover the whole fucking half of Australia with the cotton I got here. But yeah, I think that was always one of those things where I was like, I can't have this. Like everything needs to be hung and placed and accessible because otherwise it just doesn't happen. It's that it just gets put on the back burner and you're like, oh yeah, I'll fold them later and fucking you just end up with a pile of clothes and then you pull one out because you want to wear that shirt and fucking so I think a lot of that's been a big part of it, like dialing in little things that just make me comfy.
Yeah, that's how you want it. Like you're perfecting what surrounds you in the way from living to work to everything to make your daily deal efficient as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's
efficiency is a big one too, because like I don't know, I fucking hate fucking around wasting time, man. Like I hate it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that drives me more insane than just like time wasting. Like, and people that do it, you're not gonna hang around me very long. if you're just going to stand around and talk fucking shit, cunt,
Shit.
I am going to pull you the fuck up. Yeah. Or I'm just never going to talk to you again.
I'm out. Like, fuck off.
Like, I just don't have fucking time to fuck around. Like, and it's amazing when you have that attitude, how much people fuck around, bro.
Oh, when you see it, and it's just like everyone pisses you off, man, because that's all they do is just fuck around.
Oh, man. Like, that is literally all they do is fuck around. Just fucking, yeah.
But you notice that, I think, a lot more when you're in the position of, like, running a business because, like, you can't drop the ball.
No.
You have to be on, especially when you're a one-man show, like,
yep.
you know, you're doing it all yourself. You're the cleaner, you're the fucking, you know, office lady, you're the mechanic or whatever it is you're doing. You're the physical worker.
And that you know what's that's huge. In business, right? That's what that and I think this mentality comes from all of this and doing all this. But like, okay, that's in business. All right, it's time to like shut up shop for today. You've also now got to do your washing, cunt, because you're just you.
Yeah.
You're doing your washing, you're cooking your food, you're cleaning your fucking sheets, you're feeding your dog, you're fucking doing this. What time is it? Fuck me, it's fucking 11:30, cunt. I'm peaking because I'm still fucking doing shit.
And I've still got a list of this to do to get through outside of work.
Yeah.
Like, well, when do I do it? Fucking now. Just keep going.
Yeah. And that's that sort of thing where like you can tell a motherfucker that's had to do that, or you can tell a cunt that's still just in fucking la la land, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
We might go do this, and then I'll come round at about like fucking cunt. I don't have fucking time for that shit.
Yep.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
Pull your head in, sort your fucking life out.
And that's why I jumped to what I jumped to as soon as I got out of rehab, because I had to learn so much.
Yep.
And if I didn't push myself into everything I did, like within 12 months of coming out of rehab after a fucking 10-year deal, addiction, like to then bust straight into starting, opening, running a business, all that, and just making myself like, you know, don't get me wrong, through it, I'm sitting there going, why the fuck have you done this? What the fuck have you done to yourself, man? Like, you've put so much on you. You could be just cruising now and getting through, you know, feeling the new feels after rehab with a bit of time and feeling out, getting to know it and understanding it. But no, it was like, boom, that can happen on the fly as well as everything else that I had going. And I think that's what kept me so just like focused on what it was that I am wanting, doing, building, all of it, to then now get to this day of like, you know, of being lucky as fuck with what trap I was in to now then be out of it. Because the more people I've spoken to in that last little bit of time, couple of years or whatever, man, like I've realized what I did, like not many people have and can do that.
No way, man.
And like I get, like, everyone says, no way, man, that's hard as. But like, just after doing it and then hearing some from some people that would see a lot of it, to then go, you are the only one in 35 years of, you know, general practicing, and then, you know, just other people, like personal experiences and that. It's like, fuck.
Bro, just running a business, man, scares the fuck out of most people. And then once they get into it, you look at over the time of what we've seen and watched people do and how quick, you know, the whole, oh yeah, I'm doing it, watch me. But fucking 2 months later, where the fuck are you?
Gone.
Where the fuck are you?
Yep.
Like, the fact that you stayed consistent, you stayed on the ball, like the work was always there. Like, there are all these little things that like fucking break people, man. That like, and like, that's the biggest thing too. People give the fuck up. They're like, oh, it's not working how it was working for him.
Yeah.
Well, fucking keep going, cunt.
Yeah, figure it out.
Work it the fuck out. And effort and fucking blood, sweat and fucking tears, cunt.
Yep.
Straight up. Like, if you're not fucking in the corner crying because this is too fucking hard, you're not doing it.
Yep.
Like, that's the bottom fucking line.
Yeah.
Like
if times don't get tough and you're not sitting there going like, fuck, or like, you know, what do I do here? Or I've fucking got myself into a bit of fucking, you know, mess with how much shit I've got on my plate right now, and having to figure that out and get it in line for it all to work and match up and whatever it is that you're doing, like, yeah, you kind of just, it's a limbo mode and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm doing it. It's more so just fucking chatter.
And I think another part of that is, you know what fucks with cunts? And like, I only know this because like I guess like sort of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit for stages there until you really get fucking deep enough to go, shut the fuck up, cunt. The whole like, as humans, we get very like, I did this.
Yep.
I did this one thing and I'm just going to pretend like, you need to do that every fucking day.
Yeah, you need to continue on.
What's that one? Oh, I did this one job once and I did that and it's like,
Mate,
cunt.
that's forgotten about.
No one gives a fuck anymore. What are you doing today? What the fuck are you doing tomorrow?
Yep.
And I think that's what fucks people. They sort of think, okay, that one big thing happened. Okay, I'm just going to, yeah, it's working. But it's fucking not working, cunt. If you're not working, it's not working.
Yep.
So if you're sitting around doing fuck all with yourself, then it's not working, cunt.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's where people, you sort of see it. You sort of see people sort of jump on that and they're just sort of like riding that like old wave still a little bit.
Yeah.
I did that one job and it worked and the rest of sort of haven't been as good. It's like, well, what the fuck are you doing wrong, cunt?
Yeah, like
be
figure
better
it out for yourself. Like,
yeah.
Like it's only on you. It's not due to anybody else not doing
and
or not saying.
If you don't want that, then fucking go work for some cunt.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth and go fucking work for some cunt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like this game isn't for the weak.
Yeah.
And that's why most people can't fucking handle it. Most people are like, yeah, I'm going to start my business and I'm going to do all this and I'm inspired and seeing what you're doing, man, and I'm going to do my thing. And okay, bro, you're going to have to do this or you're going to have to do that. But I want to do it my way. Yeah, you can do it your way, but you still have to do that.
Yeah.
Your way.
Yeah.
You're not going to not do that because you're fucking special, cunt. No one cares about you, bro. You know?
Yep.
And
or you just got
see it for
people that just like, you know, about the whole running their own business. Fuck that, I'll never do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're like set in concrete already. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, you're tripping if you reckon I'm going to do something like that.
Which, to be honest, like, I respect that.
Yeah, if
I
you know that.
I wish I could just go, fuck this shit, bro, what do you want me to do, cunt? And be happy to do that. Like, if I could swap that position, I would, because it's fucking not fun. This life isn't like that entrepreneur. It has
Don't
its,
get me wrong.
it has its back rubs,
it's
but
fun. It
has its moments.
yeah.
It's pretty
Definitely.
good sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like we're doing whatever the fuck we want today. This is still business for me, but we're doing what we wanted today. It's a slower, you know, and like there's all those little things that come into play that are benefits. But like if you can't fucking just stand by the fire, like the kitchen's gonna get fucking hot, cunt. Your skin better be thick. You better be ready for it.
In every way.
Every fucking way, bro.
Every way, shape, direction,
Like,
form. Like,
and then the consistency side of things on like, you know, I think the biggest thing is too, like people, the time we live in, everyone's a lot like, especially like our generation, I think probably the younger dudes are probably a bit different because they see it for what it is. But they're like, oh yeah, man, I'm going to start a business and that. I'm doing this and that. And I'm like, yeah, all right, so you're going to fucking make sure you fucking post these sorts of videos pretty much every day. Oh, I can't do that. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Well, cunt, you better fucking learn.
learn it if you want to do what you say.
I didn't know how to fucking run a podcast until I fucking did it, cunt.
Yep.
Like, you're never gonna, like, and that attitude is always gonna be that, like, it's a real, like, oh, that's not my thing, man. I can't do it like that. I'll just get, well, fucking learn. What?
Yep.
Will you just expect someone else to come in and fucking do it for you? And don't get me wrong, that is when you get to a point, you need to start looking at business like that, finding the right people for the right jobs, because you can't do everything.
Everything, yeah, for
but
sure.
When
but I think also people get scared from the financial side.
Yeah. Oh, of course, because they can't have their things.
Well, you know, just even to take the step to step into doing something for themselves.
Yep.
You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. It's like, all right, well, to do this, I need to go and spend X amount of money.
Yep.
And then it's like, well, what happens if this doesn't work?
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got all of the stuff that...
Fear.
That's exactly right. It's like, well, we just fucking do it. And if it doesn't work, well, then you need to look at something else that, you know, you've got a whole bunch of fucking whatever it is that you brought that's not getting used, you can move that on. You can sell that, hustle, like fucking keep that ball rolling, like turn it over. Otherwise, you just sit stagnant. And don't get me wrong, still now you get caught in it.
Oh yeah,
and going like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And what do I do next? Like I want to make something of the next thing I do. Like I want to do something fucking cool, big, create whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just it's sometimes where even when you've got the understanding of what we're talking about right now, it's still fucking hard.
Oh yeah, it gets harder
Well,
because
yeah.
those ideas get bigger. That's the thing too. It's like, okay, I've mastered this and that was cool. Well, now what do I want? I want to do something bigger. That's gonna be harder.
Harder, yeah.
And like that's the thing too. I think people like have this impression of like, well, once it's running, it's running. Kind of never be running. And if it is, then you're probably doing something wrong because you should be growing. You should be expanding to bigger places, going further, fucking selling more shirts. Like, and I think that's where people, that's again where that fear comes in. They do see that and they just go, no, I don't want to fucking do any of it. I'm just going to fucking.
Because it is all on me.
Yeah. Responsibility, bro. You know, huge.
I don't know if I can show up every single day because you have to fucking show up every single day and regardless and just drive yourself, you know, like, and that's again, just spewing on this.
Yeah.
Because I can't show up every single fucking day now, but I'm figuring things out in this first initial fucking time of I need to be rested up, elevated, all the above, doing the right things to make this right in the long run. Right. What can I do in this time?
Yeah.
How can I make that workshop area business still tick over? I'm still getting the things done that, you know, I'm solidly working on that within my in my head, within myself. And yeah, it's full on. Like, it never stops regardless. Like, yeah, this is fucked up. This is a bad situation. Break. But that doesn't give a fuck about this.
No.
No one does, and no one should. Like, I get that, but it's like, it's all on me. I need to fucking figure out what the fuck it is that I'm going to do to keep that ball rolling. Yeah. Because it's, you know.
Which is, I guess, and that's a big one too, because like you're actually going through that experience that everyone is fucking scared of.
Scared of, right now.
Oh, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to run for 2 years, and then I'm going to break my leg and I can't run my business.
Yeah, what happens if that happened and I had the business?
What you just said, you shut the fuck up, you work it out, you get over it, cunt.
And I've said it, man. I've said it, like, so, like, you know, not even, like, prior to resurrection, to having the workshop. Yep. It's like, oh, yeah, like, you know, doing that, working for yourself, having your own business, and then, like, with what we do, we're probably going to hurt ourselves. Like, fuck, and then what? And it's like, well, I never wanted this to happen, but now it's happened, and it's like, all right, well, fuck. What is it that you're going to do? Yeah. It's like, something can happen. There's always something out there that's going to be able to work until I can get back to the position I'm got to get back to and wanting to be to. It's just, it cannot sit there and do nothing. Yeah. And like, that's, I think, the point I'm trying to make, because, and like you say, most people are scared of pulling the trigger for this exact reason. So it's fucking happening. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah, which is pretty, like putting it like that is pretty sort of full on. But I don't, again, it's like, I don't know. Fear, it's the fear that fucking fucks with everyone, man. And it, like, once you can get a grasp of that, your life's going to change. I'll be the first one to fucking tell you that, like, fear is running your life. Yeah. Like,
100%.
It has complete in the tiniest little, and like, you know what I was sort of thinking of just before too, that's what I was, the things that you are scared about that you're preempting and like, oh my God, if I start a business and I break my leg halfway through because I like to ride motorbikes on the weekends, I won't be able to sustain my business. Let me tell you right now, cunt, the thing that's going to hit you 3 months in that you weren't even expecting.
Didn't even know about.
Didn't even think it was a fucking thing in the world. That's going to break you, cunt. It's got nothing to do with what you think in your head's going to break you. Something is going to come along that you have no idea what to deal with, and it's going to crush you, and you're going to have to come back from that. So I think that's one of those things too. And like, don't even matter what you're fucking scared of, bro, because that's not even going to scare you. It's the fucking
unknown.
Yes, and that will come because you are stepping into this whole game of running your own business is the unknown. So like when you're running down that path, there's fucking boogie monsters every fucking 10 steps that you need to be ready to. Okay, I'll deal with you. Okay, I'll deal with you. Okay, I'll deal with you. And if you don't have that within yourself to be able to like one know that that's only your responsibility and no one else's. And you better shut the fuck up and work it out because no one else cares, man. No one gives
a need to.
Yeah, they don't. They shouldn't. You know. Yeah, I think once you can attack that and see it for what it is, it all becomes a lot clearer. It's always going to be scary, but it gets. You know, the first time you go on the roller coaster, it's fucking scary. Yeah. By the 10th time, you know your way around. That drop still might. Oh, my gut still gets a little bit woozy on that bit, but I know it's coming. And that's once you can fucking get into that flow, man, then things become a lot fucking easier. And yeah, I guess that's probably my semi-advice on that situation after sort of trucking along. And because that's sort of how it's a fucking big one. And
in time to come, I'll have advice on
what to actually do when the shit hits the fan.
Either what not to do or what to do when you break your leg halfway through running a fucking business.
So stay tuned for that episode, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
I want to know, how long have we been going for, bruv? Fuck. That's a big one. All right.
1.5 because, man, I need a piss.
Do ya?
My leg's killing.
I'm tonguing for a ciggy. So I think that was a pretty good fucking yarn. It all just went pretty fucking smooth.
Yeah. Well, we covered what we needed to, update on this to begin with from when we seen yous last, and then catching up on the last 2 years of stuff. We're here, we're doing it. As you can see, this is the room, this is where it'll be happening. It's going to be going on pretty frequently now. There will be more visuals on the TVs. I forgot to press play on the fucking video players, and it's killing me, to be honest, but we're just dealing with some static at the background. So, fuck yeah, that was a fucking good one.
Yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty fucking good. Thanks for coming. What do we do? I don't know. You know what we got to do. You got to like it. You got to subscribe to it all. We don't really have sponsors yet, but we're going to get some. So if you want to get around it, I still need to write up a little bit of the thing. We're going to have a little bit of a talk after this, to be completely honest, about how to obtain that.
I'm in trouble.
We're all having a bit of a talk. Nah, so long story short, get around it. Look, give us a share. Fucking listen to it on fucking iTunes or Spotify or wherever these two things are. Tell your mates.
That's what's going to help us continue this on, because, you know, the people that have watched the last ones and have prior to all the old ones, they love it. They're all about it. They want us to keep doing what we're doing. So if that is the case, sharing it and doing all the things Shane's just said helps that a lot and enables us to continue to do these things.
It really does. It fucking makes a massive difference.
And we're going to have some banging fucking guests and all the above to,
I was thinking that
come along.
I don't know if we sort of try and pull a guest for the next one or we just try and whack out another one. Depends sort of what comes about of this. If there's... I do, again, make sure you fucking drop some questions down here in the bloody comment section if we sort of skipped over things because we were a little bit tarded.
And and with anything, like anything we've touched on, you know, like if you got deeper questions you want to ask about the business stuff or something you want to ask about this fucking frame that's on my leg or anything we've spoken about, just,
drop it in the comments. Other than that, thank you very much for tuning in, my dudes. We'll see you on the next one. I think that's it. See you later. Righto.
Peace out.
Bye. Cut.
My die!